can I, in my thriving, be of value to those who aren't? How can I, in my joy, be of value to those who are not joyful? And we say, you really can't. You're on vibrational wavelengths that are different. And then you say, but I want to be of value to them. And we say, life is of value to them. The contrast is causing them to want. And as their life causes them to want something that you are living, they might catch a glimpse of it when they are in letting their negative guard down, when they are not beating the drum of what's going wrong. In your joy, you might be able to be an influence to bring them into a better feeling place. This is the struggle that powerful teachers have felt from the beginning of time. How can I uplift another? And we say, well, first of all, you got to be where they want to be in order to lift them. And next, you have to not see them as broken or you don't have access to them. So you cannot acknowledge their deficiency of joy and coax them into more joy at the same time. That's why it helps to say, I am where I am and you are where you are, and where you are is okay. The reason that healers like Jesus, and there have been so many, actually could influence illness into wellness is because he practiced so clearly his picture of you in your wholeness that no matter what you were temporarily living, he did not see it. He did not see your lack of wellness, and he did not see your lack of joy. He saw you as you really are, as most of you is, because that's the part of you that he was attuned to. And then as he stood in your presence and held you in his gaze, in his place of connection where one is more powerful than millions who are not, he flooded your environment with the energy of well-being. And some of you raised in that vibration. And then he said, go forth and tell no one. Because he knew if you went home and talked about it, they'd talk you right back into wherever you were before. So, uplifting is about, first of all, being there. And not seeing someone who is not there, because as soon as you see someone who's not there, you activate that vibration, and then there you go, you see. And that's what's been muting your joy for quite some time. You care so deeply about where the others are that you find empathy with where they are. And when you find empathy with where they are, instead of you uplifting them, they downlifted you see. So the key is to get into that good feeling place and then dart in and out with shorter frequency. In other words, get happy, then dart in and dart out. Get happy, dart in and dart out. Get happy, dart in and dart out. And try to maintain the balance between, in other words, any of you, we promise you, if you watch CNN very long, you will be there. You just cannot watch what's going on with any sort of concentration without losing connection to who you are. And if you watch it long enough, you'll activate a vibration within you that will start attracting into your experience the very thing that you're watching, until you will then proclaim that the whole world is in this mess. And the whole world isn't in this mess, but the mess is getting bigger and bigger. The more attention, the more of you give to it, you see. So how do I look at something like that and not put my head in the sand? How do I be of value? How do I witness something that's happening on a world scope or on an individual scope? How do I see it and be of value? How do I not get sucked into what's gone wrong? How do I be of value? And we say, you see it, you let your desire be born out of it, and then you give your undivided attention to your desire. That's the way you do it. You see your son struggling, so you buy him a house, and then you give your undivided attention to your image of him succeeding in his life, in that house or not. You train yourself into the thoughts that feel best to you, and as you do, you come back into alignment with who you are. You get so sure-footed in that then you can witness things that aren't up there in that good feeling place without you being drawn away from your good feeling place. And those who don't understand will call you arrogant or selfish or detached. And if they really want to know, and we were standing in your physical shoes, we would say, yes, indeed, I have detached from the struggle and the sorrow and the pain of this world. I catch glimpses of it which spark my wanting, and I give birth, and my vibrational escrow holds this new idea of this improved life. And then I recognize that the larger part of me went right there immediately and began living it and began calling me toward it. And I listen every day, all day, for the call of Source. And I move as best I can in the direction of things that feel better and better and better. And yes, friends, we would say to them, I do hang out in a place of feeling really good most of the time, because I've discovered that that is naturally who I am. It's who you are too. It's naturally who we all are. We are joy, we are Source, we are love in physical bodies. Enough? Esther saw a documentary, and the mother bear and the baby bear were taking the honey from the hive. And the bees weren't bothering them at all, and they were lapping the honey up, and they were licking each other, honey all over everyone, licking it up. And the voice in the documentary talked about the love of this mother bear. And Esther thought, I wonder if this mother bear has love for her baby, or if she just likes honey. It was really hard to know what a bear feels. And that night, Esther dreamed. And she was the baby bear. And the mother bear was licking her. And they both had honey all over them. And Esther felt the most powerful, profound love coming from her mother bear that she had ever experienced. We want you to know that love is the basis of your world. And it is present in everything that allows it, you see. And just because there is a particle of someone, something, somewhere that isn't allowing it, does not mean that it is not the pervasive basis of your time-space reality. And when you slip into it, it will surround you. And when you're standing in a pocket without it, sometimes it feels like it isn't pervasive, but it is our promise to you that it is. Every human on the planet could watch CNN and get involved in some terrible thought and disallow for a time the well-being that is flowing. But we promise you, the new ones that are being born are filled with it. The beasts of your planet are filled with it. In other words, the power of the well-being of your planet, it is the most powerful stream that exists. And while you may hold yourself apart from it temporarily, it cannot last. And as we've said to you several times here today, we're just wanting you to experience the deliciousness of going with the flow of that love and well-being before you croak. But if you don't, you'll do it when you croak. Very good.
suffering of some sort, and you might be spending all your time with them, how do you stay in the right place, in alignment, even though they're not, even with the conversations you kind of get
Well, first of
drawn
all,
out?
if you're spending all of your time with them, you're screwed. Because you're not giving yourself an opportunity to come back into alignment. Dart in, take all you can take, and then meditate yourself back into the receptive mode. Then dart in, take all that you can take, and then dart out and meditate yourself back into the receptive mode. In other words, why would you ask yourself, especially after the conversation that we just had, why would you ask of yourself to defy the laws of the universe? Why would you say, I have the ability to see you in your sadness and in your unhappiness and it not affect my vibration? That's just not a possible thing. If you know they're sad, then you're sad about them being sad and you're not in alignment. And so sometimes you want to, your impulse is to not be there because your natural instinct, whether you admit it or not, is to feel good. Your natural instinct is to gravitate toward what feels good. But then you feel guilty because so often you've decided that if somebody else doesn't feel good, then you need to be there and help them feel better. But hear how that defies the step 1 and the step 3 part of the deliberate creative process. If they don't feel good and you're watching them not feel good, then you're all in step 1 and nobody's in step 3. And step 1 is you're asking, but the problem is when you're asking from an awareness of the problem, you're vibrating with the problem. That's why sometimes prayers work and sometimes they don't. And when they don't work, it's because you're praying for something that you don't want to go away. You are focused upon the unwanted thing. And you cannot focus upon the unwanted thing and diminish it. It will not diminish right before your eyes. And so what you would